Hi guys, it's Prischu from prischu.com here. I have just been to the press conference of the STARHUB Football Festival, which is set to take place on April 20th and 21st of this year.
Let's just get you started today and tell you what we're going to be doing here today. So obviously we're here to talk about an event which is organised by World Football Legends, who've got such a tremendous track record when it comes to putting on matches and also community engagement events. They're doing so in partnership with STARHUB, and it's fantastic to see that our leading football broadcaster here is going to be giving this the attention that it deserves. We've also got tremendous sponsorship support here. We should point out the partners include AirAsia, Creative Lighting Asia, Fuel Catering, Harry's, and then we've got obviously great charity support as well, with the Dyslexia Association being supported here, Hospice Care as well being supported as well. So this is really a very important initiative which is coming along in April. The dates are 20th and 21st of April, and it's something that is going to see our Tampines Hub transformed into really a hub for community football engagement. A coaching clinic about which you'll be hearing very, very shortly, featuring stars, not just from overseas, and we're going to have Champions League winners, we're going to have Premier League winners, we're going to have superstars of world football coming, but also a selection of Singaporean people who have put more into football in this country, I think, as players than anybody else could have done down the years. When the team plays on the 21st, you're going to have well over 1,000 caps on the show, and that is fantastic to see people giving back, and Alex is just one of those who's going to be as part of that team. It is here. Ian, take that one and I'll just give you another in there. Right,
good morning. I know everyone does all the thank yous at the end, but this is, a big thank you to Camille, Lillian and Grace, who's all the way in America, for making this happen. There might be a few little hiccups, but we've not been around for the last 6 days, and this is the third one that we've done in 6 days, John, or 5 days? 6 days. It's been chaotic, so bear with us if there's any teething problems.
Meet all the fans, had breakfast in the hotel, and you don't get left alone wherever you go, that's for sure. But I think they're a little bit surprised to see me in the hotel, but always nice, and we'd like to go back and give back to the community, always. And when Ian calls us up to, if you want to go over there and they're in Asia, then I rarely know anyone saying no. We always want to do it because it's good fun, and we want to give back to the support the fans are giving us when we played. So it's always enjoyable.
There has to be that synchronicity, there has to be that synergy, and I think, Alex, you could talk about this because you spend so much of your time working in terms of community engagement. How important are events like this, the one that we're about to put on in April, to develop the game here in Singapore?
Basically, I've been involved in a couple of this event from before, before COVID. We played one game if you remember, in the National Stadium. It's so important to have always those, especially legends like John and the rest of the guys who's coming in Singapore, to connect not just fans but also community, because it's, as you know, there are a lot of parents definitely remember, and they grow up with those.
Live here on the 20th when they're doing a coaching session, and mum and dad turn around and say, "Oh, can we have a photograph? Can we have a photograph?" And Johnny's witness to this. The kid doesn't know who John is. He's Googled it and he's been told he's got to go and have a photograph with him. They stand up for this photograph, and there they are. Mum's got her arm round John, dad's with the kid. Kid runs off. Mum says, "Go and get our son." Why? Because mum wants the photograph with John. So this is where it starts from. If we can get the parents to bring the kids back to football, that's the step in the right direction. And really, Alex, you have inspired WFL to work with the kids and the parents. I really appreciate that. Thank you.
Brilliant stuff. The only thing I'd say, you said you retired 10 years ago. You haven't retired. Get your money, get your money. David James, there could be about 6,000 things that come
Well, I don't know everybody personally, like, you know, but some of them, I'll do some of them.
Okay, go on then.
Okay.
James.
David James, lunatic. Dwight York, always smiling. Terry Sheringham, slowest golf player. West Brown, don't know that much. Glenn Johnston, I know. He played mostly for Liverpool and also for Chelsea. Enjoy playing against him. Crazy. Patty Berger, second best left foot in Liverpool. Schmeitzer, you know, lad, a great guy. Joker, funny. Jason McIntyre, funny. Phil Babb, lunatic. Yeah, that's one of some of the big names coming.
So it sounds like we've got a few lunatics, but all joking aside, we've also got Champions League winners, we have got Premier League winners amongst them, we have got so many familiar faces, and we've got some real pedigree here. And to Ian's point, these are faces that are going to be so familiar that means that the community will be very much engaged.
Who hates to lose?
Yes, some highly talented performers.
Don't forget, it's for local community, but when we're here, the game's
So,
okay. If they just roll them slow, we walk slower. I mean, it's going to be easy for you guys.
Conditions are good for you, John. You'll be fine. Don't worry.
Yeah, it's not hard really. It's fine. It's not hard.
Just what I have to do at this point as well is point out, and I think Ian, you have to do this one. It's not like we're bringing the small print and legal in here, but I think the acceptance is that those names are given as in good faith at the moment, based on availability, right? And the undertaking from World Football Legends is to honour as strong a lineup, players of comparable standard where possible, if someone should drop out, right?
Thanks for that, John.
Because when people are using pirate streams, they're exposing as well their data, right? Because what happens, you download something, you play a game, actually it downloads a program that can potentially take your identity and use that and resell that in the dark web. That's what's happening. You put a software in your PC and they see everything you do when you type in your login and password, so they access your bank details. This is happening. People need to know that, right? So it's not only dangerous for our ecosystem, it's also dangerous for people. And we really need your help to carry that message. So sorry, it was a bit boring message, but it has to be said.
It's hugely relevant, isn't it? Yeah, because it taps into this whole business about what do we do around this sport that we say that we love. We say we love watching it, but are we prepared to pay to watch it? Are you going to stand on top of that roof over there on the 20th and 21st and pretend you're jogging? Or are you going to buy a ticket and come in and maybe buy something? Because there has to be a buy-in, doesn't there? You have to sort of say, if I'm going to support football, if I'm going to support sport, I have to actually put something into it. I can't just be the person who sits and watches all the time. And that's the analogy, isn't it, from pirating your football coverage to not actually engaging. And whatever level, Ian, you work on commercially, you'll know this as well. There might be plenty of people who pay lip service to supporting football, but the ones that matter are the ones that turn out at, as Alex will do, you know, at 8 o'clock on a Saturday morning coaching kids, those who bring the kids along, those who are prepared to go and spend a little bit of money maybe supporting a football team. But those are the ones that are going to make it happen for Singapore, aren't they? It's not enough to say, with all our disposable income, and we do have a lot per capita here in Singapore, that we're not going to actually put our hands in our pockets and pay for a subscription or even a ticket, right?
Conflict of interest. You know, these guys are used to kicking, can't say the word out of each other, but it's a mixture of Man United and Liverpool legends. So, I mean, you playing alongside Dwight York, how's that one going to work? You know, these guys are a proper team. So I'm going probably with a nice little 3-2 to Singapore.
You used to know to be nice because we are in Singapore. If you were in the UK, that was totally different. I know you.
Thanks, John.
John, I mean, I think we'll have plenty of time to build up to the game properly and have a think about who's playing and what might happen. And remember, it's all part of a broader engagement. I want to just take you back to this business about international versus local. When you travel, I mean, I want to talk about football culture. When you travel in different environments, whether it's at home in Norway, whether it's any of the many countries that you made home when you played football, when you travel to Asia, is there something that gels people together, or are there distinctly different cultures? Do you come into an environment like Singapore and say, well, you've seen us on the TV, but we don't have anything in common, or do you feel that there's something that binds you?
Well, when we come here, like we were in Brunei now for a few days and did some football clinic there, and it's not for the kids, but also for the coaches, because it's different. They grew up differently, because they watch on TV, but they haven't had that close up with the top coaches. And I think for the Asian football community in general, maybe need to start a little bit lower, to be proper coaches and build it up to because it's not a quick fix,
I'm definitely looking forward to being engaged with the coaching, the definitely kids, and have a talk with the parents, and definitely I'll ask some question about first day actually when is this coaching clinics. About definitely always ask the same question. What about my son or daughter? Are they have a chance to play football and whatever? So this is the first things I love coaching kids, and I love to be around them, and to give them some tips about what is to become a football player. Of course, another day and the next day will be game. I'm looking forward to play against these legends, because I'm also a big fan of them, and watched them when I was even when I was a player, learn from them basically when I was also. It's a lot of things you can learn just watching them how they play in these big games, and of course engage the fans, show the good show. We want to show what we can do. May not be the same like it was before when we was play professional. We'll try our best to give a best shot.
Can't wait to see that, and I'm so glad you mentioned the coaching. Let's just reinforce that point. On the community engagement day and the coaching day, all of the legends, both from overseas and from Singapore, will be involved in coaching. Okay, so it's something that they're going to be giving back throughout the course of the day. What an opportunity to have kids coached, and remember that from the under-12s up to the under-16s, coached by these legends. So I'm so glad you mentioned that. It's really, and there's meet and greet as well involved there. John, what are you most looking forward to?
Well, people have to understand that we were the same as those kids, we were small, we were looking up to idols, and if we had a chance to meet them, we know how excited we were. So we know that coming here, the kids will be extremely happy, and we give some back to them. So we, as players, that's why we come here and do this thing, because we were them 35 years ago, the same bunch of kids. So we would love to have legends coming to coach us. So that's why we do this. And the game is just a bonus, to give something back when they see us play. But the main thing is for us to interact with the kids, give some tips and advices, have fun with them, laugh with them, have meet and greets. Sometimes it's a lot of people, but this is part of our, people call it job. I enjoy it because I know when you see the smile on this girl or this boy, it makes the trip worth it, So that's what I'm looking forward to, just to see the happiness of the kids when we enter the stadium.
Yeah, looking forward to having you back here. And when he says the game is just a bonus, don't believe him. When these guys cross that white line, that's not just a bonus here. And what are you looking forward to most about this special event?
Well, definitely the big game on the second day. That's going to be a main event for me for sure. Yeah, just looking for that. Yeah.
I think what's happened here today with these two guys has suggested that could be quite fun as well, and there's some super players on show. Ian, I think appropriately, last word goes to you. What are you most looking forward to? And by the way, what a tremendous turnout in this room as well. This is an indication of what we've got coming. It's a great start. All right, Ian?
Yeah, it's very appreciated you all turning up on short notice, but we just experienced on Saturday and Sunday working with over 500 kids, 200 on Saturday and 300 on Sunday and 200 on Saturday. And the grassroots were not quite there when the Brunei people did it. It was what we would call organised chaos. So you've got, and it wasn't the kids, God bless the kids, it wasn't them, it was the coaches, Alex, actually, that hadn't set it all up correctly. That's why my involvement with Alex is here, to make sure it runs smoothly from the minute go. The parents were trying to get on the pitch to have photographs with the players while the kids were being coached. It was chaos, Nick, wasn't it? It was, Nick came with us as well. But the inspiration that came out of the event at the end, John would be playing football with a few of the kids, maybe 15 kids, and he'd spot one. And he'd go over to them and he'd say, good pass, good header, good this, good that. What's your name? How old are you? And then he would pull him to one side and say, you're good. That, to me, gives me goosebumps. That has given that kid a light at the end of the tunnel. We saw another young lad who was an expat who was in Brunei. He was probably about 5'10", and he was 14 years of age, and his name was Harlan or something. He had Harlan on the back of his shirt, so he was definitely inspired by somebody. But when you pull him to one side and say, you're good, you know, keep trying, the inspiration of receiving that from the Singapore legends and from the EPL legends is the most important thing that I'm looking for, John.
Yeah, are we going to find Singapore's Haaland? We'll find out.
So, for this festival, the EPL Legends will be playing against the Singapore Legends in a friendly football match at our Tampines hub in Singapore. On April 20th, there will be meet and greet sessions followed by coaching clinics. And on Sunday, the 21st, there will be the game itself. Throughout the weekend, a load of fun and excitement is to be expected. So do come down and get your tickets for this once-off amazing event. Thank you so much for watching. This is Prischu from prischu.com. If you enjoyed what you saw, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe to prischu.com. Until then, I will catch up with you in my next video. See you and bye-bye.